My topic is very simple. It's to examine the correlation between working time and environmental pressures. And if you see some previous empirical analysis of the relationship between working time and environmental pressures, you will find that a very interesting phenomenon. That is, they based on different sample countries and different methods, but get the same conclusion. That is, environment benefited from reduced hours of work. But if you divide the country sample into developed and developing countries, and then at the year 2000, you will find after year 2000, the working time in developed countries reduced a lot, but the environmental pressures increased a lot. That is contrary to previous analysis. So we find it's very interesting, and then we use system GMM method to make the panels for developing and developed countries. Divide the two types of country groups and get some interesting results. That is consistent with these two professors. Their point of view is that active leisure hours would increase pollutions at certain time-consuming leisure activities, such as car traveling and vacation abroad, are more energy-intensive than working hours. This means that if the people in high-income countries, if they have more leisure time, then they will do some activities more energy-intensive, and so working time reduction policies will harmful to the environment. And so our conclusion would be that working time is not the less the better, but should be confined to a certain scope according to different countries' socio-economic characteristics. And therefore the WTR policies, working time reduction policies, should be adjusted accordingly. And this is my analysis. Thank you.
Okay, we must have some questions about that. Manuel.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Very, very interesting. Just one thing. Which kind of statistics did you look at? Because official ones, of course, show a reduction of working time.
Yeah.
But if you look with precarious contracts,
yeah,
actually what you have is that you work by the project, so you work more. So according to some statistics which take into account this changing structure of working contracts, it seems that we work more in so-called developed countries. So in which case, I don't get precisely the correlation, but I just wanted to know if you knew about these statistics claiming that working hours have increased in the last 15 years.
Yeah. My period is from 1970 to 2010, and this period, and the breaking point occurs at 2000. And I also divide the line between developed and developing. So for developing countries, we find there is no significant correlations between working time and environmental pressure. But for developed countries, the correlation is very significant, but it becomes from positive to negative. That means for developed countries, people tend to do more energy-intensive activities in their leisure time. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Rachel.
Just my take on it would have been that I guess the reduction in working time,
yeah,
presumably people are guessing that there's going to be a reduction then in the amount that you have to spend, and therefore that reduces the environmental pressures.
Yeah.
And potentially, have you looked at, have you included that in your analysis? Can you separate the reduction in working hours and also look at whether that had a commensurate reduction in income?
I think, income is a control variable in my analysis. And also I want to tell you that my next paper is to check EU 15 countries and to examine which specific countries is already have this phenomenon. And the results show that Nordic countries in the North Europe have this phenomenon, but South, such as Spain and Portugal, not. So it is very related to the income.
Okay, so in that analysis you'll be able to have a look and see at whether working time has gone down in some countries and income's increased, and then okay, great.
This is my Hansen's panel threshold model.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, on the buzzer.